It's my song. Let's sing it. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Come on, it's gonna be fucking awesome. You know the words. It's gonna be fucking awesome. That's it, sing. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah!
Howdy, 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 everybody. It is I, Jesse Blaze Snider, the coolest man alive, coming at you with another episode of Coolest Alive. And this is a very special episode. I've been starting to bring you music here on this channel, and we are taking over the All Your Favorite Bands Suck format, which is the podcast that I used to do dedicated exclusively to all of my favorite bands. And one of my favorite episodes that I ever did of that show was on my father. For those of you who don't know, my dad is Dee fucking Snider, the lead singer for Twisted Sister and some other lesser known bands like Widowmaker and Desperado that are equally awesome. A while back, I took the time to write an article dedicated to just celebrating the greatness of my father's songwriting. He wrote the majority, like basically all of the songs for Twisted Sister, and so many other great songs over the years, and tons of great musical work. And I put it into an article, which I ultimately did as a full episode on my father's birthday, March 15th. I guess like 4 or 5 years ago now, on an early episode of All Your Favorite Bands Suck when I was doing that show. All Your Favorite Bands Suck kind of came to an end when Spotify took us off the air because I was letting the music clips play too long without me speaking over them. So you can still find All Your Favorite Bands Suck everywhere except for Spotify. And oh my goodness, so many different great genres of music, so many great bands and artists that I covered. Lots of great humor bands like Weird Al Yankovic and Flight of the Conchords, and hip-hop artists like 50 Cent and Exhibit. Really some excellent music, and a ton of great rock bands like Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, Desperado, Widowmaker, and all the stuff that you're going to hear about today. I am still dealing with a really bad injury to my tongue, and that is just sort of aggravated perpetually right now by the fact that I have a chipped tooth that I haven't been able to get looked at just yet, and it's kind of hard for me to talk right now. So I've been looking at ways to speak a little bit less for our episodes, and to go back and utilize some of the material that we've put out over the years that hasn't really gotten the listens and the downloads that some of our episodes have, as we've gotten a larger and larger following over the years. And this one in particular is one that I would love to share with you today. I love my father, and I'm going to talk about it at great length on this show. I'm basically going to let this podcast start right from the beginning, because right at the beginning, I just immediately start gushing about how much I love my dad. I'll show up at the end of the show to wrap up some little housekeeping things or whatever. But for the next hour and 10 minutes or so, I'm going to be talking about the greatness of Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, and all of his other bands and other songs that you probably didn't even know were written by my father. And we're not going to get taken down by Spotify this time, because I've gone in and I've made sure that I am talking every 7 seconds, even sometimes occasionally just saying 7, to make sure that there is some amount of talking going on to cover up some of the music. So forgive me that so much of this music is getting covered up by my voice and me talking and yakety yak yak yak. But that's the only way that I can provide this show in the format that I like, where I get to play some of these songs for you and give you a reasonable preview of what it might be like to go and listen to some of these albums yourself. I don't care if you're on Spotify or you're on YouTube or whatever. You will certainly be able to find Twisted Sister, Widowmaker, Desperado, and all of the great works of my father, Dee Snider, all over the place. So if this is your first time listening to any of his music, congratulations. You're in for a treat. You are welcome. Enjoy this killer episode of Coolest Alive, and I'll see you at the end of the show. Oh my God, everybody. I'm so excited. This is the one. This is the show I've been waiting to do. I was going to do it first, but I thought people might listen to this show. People might listen to hear what I have to say about the greatest rock star who's ever lived, Dee fucking Snider. I have so much to say. You know, I'm the son of Dee Snider. And I can tell you, I have had the best look at how the steak is made. And, I've got to watch my father defy the odds time and time again and prove what a brilliant creative person he is. And I've watched him be marginalized my entire life. This show, All Your Favorite Bands Suck, and welcome to my 15th episode on the week of my father's birthday, the 15th of March, the Ides of March. Happy birthday to you, Dad. I saved this for my 15th episode for your birthday. I was like, I'll do it for episode 15. So then I have a whole bunch of other episodes there. So if people listen and they like the format of the show, which is just about turning people on to the music that I fucking love, music that I think is being marginalized and not being appreciated the way it should be. And Dee Snider is number one with a bullet. Number one with a bullet. The reason I feel this way, really the genesis of this show is the genesis of my personality, rooting for the underdog. And Dee is that underdog. I've been so mad for years about how they've been characterized and reduced down to terms like one-hit wonder, which even from the stupid American perspective on Twisted Sister, one-hit wonder is like the stupidest fucking thing to say about Twisted Sister. One, in America, they are at the very least a double mega hit wonder. We're Not Gonna Take It and I Wanna Rock, mega hits that you hear alongside Guns N' Roses and Queen and AC/DC and all the others at stadiums, stadium-sized songs that they have had. Much more than one-hit wonder. It's like fucking ridiculous when I see that shit written online or hear those things said to me in passing. It's so crazy. I just heard a story about the guy from County Crows, and he was talking about people coming up to him to his face saying, like regularly saying, I can't believe your shitty band is successful when all these other bands aren't. Like, to his face. I mean, and people just say ridiculously cruel things. And, my father is considered a rock star these days, but I grew up when glam in the 80s were really being repudiated in popular culture, and they were lame for a bit. And so a lot of hate and negativity towards those kind of bands and that sort of thing. And as a teenager at 13, I was playing in bands with older kids and trying to make music myself, and I knew lots of people who liked music, and people weren't afraid to say ridiculous things to you. And the general consensus that I got when it came to Twisted Sister and so many other bands that are similar was that people were distracted by the visual. And Twisted Sister has a visual like no other. I mean, thanks in large part to my mother, Suzette Snider, shout out, oh my God. The costumes that she made for Twisted are just incredible. I mean, she turned them into these cross-dressing Power Rangers, color-coded and, really recognizable. And they were, overexposed very quickly because their visuals were so freaking compelling. So, I mean, one of the things that rocketed them to the top, their costumes and their look also kind of helped people to look past their music and their actual contributions to the art form. I've seen with myself going to conventions as a comic book writer. Sometimes I would do conventions and I would have a mohawk, and then I would go to conventions and I wouldn't wear my hawk. I would just go like low key, and people wouldn't recognize me. Because their brains didn't even bother to process what my face looked like, because shorthand, they were like, yeah, guy with mohawk, easy. Very, very easy for me to see who that is. That's Jesse. He's got the mohawk. But when I didn't have the mohawk, they fucking forgot who Jesse was, what Jesse looked like. So I see this happen with bands, Marilyn Manson or Rob Zombie, punk bands, all sorts of bands, humor. This is why I do the show. People shortchange certain art forms. Punk is too simple. Well, yeah, then you're not appreciating the arrangements that are going on with the Ramones, and and just little turns of phrases and different things. There's just so much brilliance there. The reason why the Ramones are great isn't because like it's easy. They did it really well, and there's a lot of people who do great things in marginalized arenas, and I'm a champion of the underdog because I'm in love with the music of Dee Snider. I'm in love with his writing. I'm in love with the man. I think that he believes everything that he says and he backs it up, and I think that's so important. The cool thing that has always been, the badge of honor when it comes to my father is that he went to Congress and he fought for our freedom of speech. And it's funny because I know nowadays he's a little, I don't know, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I know he has sort of mixed feelings about maybe the people or ideas that he may have empowered by telling everybody to stand up what they believe in. Like, what if I told some people who are believing in some crazy things to stand up for what they believe in? But, Dad and everybody, it's, you gotta give freedom to have freedom. It's mutual respect. And the wonderful thing about America is it's there's supposed to be a conversation here. And unfortunately, that conversation really devolves down to nonsense so much of the time. But the ideal of us having the freedom to speak and to not be interpreting things, I think a lot of people on the left really very quickly interpret malice in the right. And, you could interpret the wildest conspiracy theorist or whatever down to, I'm really concerned about what the government isn't telling us and what the government is doing in our name. And I really want more transparency, and I want to understand some of these questions that I have. That's a reasonable position, but it tends to be like, these people are going to have a revolution. And, I think it tends to be a very small minority of the people that anybody need be scared of in America, because I do believe that most of us in America believe in freedom of speech as to mitigate the need for revolution. You don't need a revolution when people are free to speak and can talk, and we can perpetually move forward ideas. And I'm so grateful to you, my father, for doing what needed to be done. When all these people on the list of the Filthy 15 were called out, you were the only person who showed up, who was on the list. Everybody else, coward. And you showed up with your crumpled up speech, co-written and put together with our great friend Joe Gerber. Shout out to Joe Gerber. Love you, buddy. Joe worked with Twisted Sister for many years and many other bands, and managed myself for a little while. And if you've never seen the speech in its entirety, it's available on the internet. Thank God for the internet. Go onto the internet and watch it in its entirety. Watch the man stand up for what he believes in, stand up for his art, stand up for his music, stand up for himself, stand up for all of us. All Americans. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome. Don't feel bad about it, Dad. You did the right thing. And your words are the right words. They're the right words. I wrote an article called Father Knows Best. I wrote it, I don't know, a bunch of years ago now. And I just updated it, though, for this thing. I added some records that I hadn't previously added in. For the Love of Metal, I added onto the list his solo record, which is fucking awesome. And cover record, Dee Does Broadway, which is really great as well, and Twisted Christmas I added onto my ranking and my whole thing, and I updated it for 2024, and it's going to be available, or probably is available right now, for on the Podcast Playground's website. I'll probably post a link on my Twitter. I'm Coolest Geek JBS on Twitter, and I'm what is it? What is it? Jesse Blaze at jessesnider.com. If you just want to write me or whatever, I'll send you the link. Anyway, the article, just has like sort of like my top songs, like my favorite songs, my favorite records, and like, just how to get into the records, and just a ton of different things that I say there. So I mean, it'll be additional kind of content. I'm not gonna read it for the most part, but I might read a section of it for an album or two that isn't available online on Spotify, on a couple things. But I'm going to be doing this, the same way I usually do, going through these records. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. My fucking tooth is driving me crazy. All right. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways that we can look at this. I decided to do Dee Snider, as my lead in here. I was originally going to do Twisted Sister, but I mean, he is the main songwriter for everything that Twisted Sister did, with few exceptions. And beyond that, co-writing, and there's things that like are on my list, my longer list, like looking at his records and stuff. And I'll get to everything, like I get to everything with every band by the end of this. But usually I like to focus on 3 records that are my definitive picks for, why they're worthy. On this show, I say there's 3 albums. In order to be on All Your Favorite Bands Suck, until I run out of bands and I start doing like one album wonders or something like that, I need to see 3 albums from you that just demonstrate your greatness and, show me really what you have to offer. And I'm going to just kind of do it across the board beyond just Twisted Sister and include the other things. But my first 2 choices are Twisted Sister records. And the first of which is You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. You Can't Stop Rock and Roll is, probably my favorite album of all time. I grew up with my dad on the road and watching him on a television, and my mom calling me in and yelling, "Yay, Daddy's on TV," whenever he was. And basically, in the early days, before Twisted Sister really became a thing, Twisted Sister had a presence on MTV via a music video for You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, which is still one of my favorite music videos of all time. Now, this video wasn't really being played very much on on MTV. I'm not sure that it was being played at all, or very little, but it was clipped. A nice chunk of the video, good enough, was being used in rotation in a MTV promo that was being played all the time. So my mom would have MTV playing all the time, and that commercial would come on, and it would be Celebration Bonanza time. That's on, and to this day, I mean, like, when something's imprinted on you as a child, that You Can't Stop Rock and Roll video is just so cool, so fun, tongue-in-cheek, and worth checking out. You can find all this stuff online, thank God now. It's so nice to be able to go back and find it, because for years there were so many things on MTV that I saw as a child that I was like mesmerized by, and I couldn't, like, what the fuck? I couldn't even like remember what it was. And then I heard the song, I'm like, okay, figure out what that song is, go find the video, and be like, whoa, thank you, YouTube. Anyway, all right. So I absolutely love this record. I mean, the Kids Are Back, the opening track, is just a killer one. I love it. Comes in with this little marching sort of thing. Got a great vibe. Really just like find it all to be badass rock, like it's all borderline hard rock / metal. Seven. Just loads of fun. We're all ready if you wanna stop. So just remember the kids are back. The kids are back. Oh. Oh, watch out. And this was cool, coming off of what was their first record from Secret Records, Under the Blade. So here we go. The Kids Are Back. Great opening track. Track 3 is another favorite of mine. Ride to Live, Live to Ride's a cool one. And then track, what was it? 5, I Am I Me, is one of my favorites of all time. I just quote these lyrics all the time. This got such a good vibe. I love the production. 7. Well, you can't abuse me, I won't stand no more. Yes, I know the reason, yes, I know the score. I am, and I'm me, and I will, you'll see. I am, and I'm me. I wish I was as brave as my father to stand up for myself the way he does in this song, the way he did so early in his life. It's incredible. Do the things that you do like the living dead. The truth, it hit me. It got me off my knees. It's my life I'm living. I'll live as I please. Thank you, Father. I love you. Thank you. And thank you for all the people who you helped. People like Adam Green and all the freaking musicians. I mean, it's just innumerable how many people. It was so cool having Chuck D. He came out, he did one of my favorite songs for they did a great Twisted Sister tribute record a while back, and there were some really cool covers on it. And one was by Chuck D, and he said that there would be no Public Enemy without Twisted Sister. And it was just like, really? like some of the shit just surprised me. And I'm their biggest fan. I'm their biggest fan. And I was like, really? Is that, bro? That's true, bro. All right, cool. There are people out there who appreciate Twisted Sister. People who have seen Twisted Sister play live appreciate Twisted Sister because, they don't have the material that other people do. They do, as far as I'm concerned, to some degree. I think often my father doesn't play the songs that he should play, because he's like, well, it wasn't like a big hit or whatever. And I'm like the songs are great. And if you played them more, people would be like, what is this song? And they would become hits because they're freaking great songs. So, don't forget how great the material is. And then that's why I'm here to freaking say here and sing the praises of so much of this material, because it's great. I Am I Me needs to be played all the time, every time you play. And We're Gonna Make It, the next one here. It's not the next one. There's a song called Power and Glory. There's a few songs I skipped here, like A Knife in the Back. It's a good tune. The Power and the Glory is cool. They're just not necessarily my favorites. These are the ones that I think will get you into the band fastest. I always try to focus on that stuff. But if you listen to these and you're like, oh, that was great, check out the whole album. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. But We're Gonna Make It. That's track 7, I guess, is awesome. Seven? Yeah, baby. Been fighting for so long. Don't know which way up is. Been stuck in twist and burn till it feels like nothing. Bang, damn. And when it's over and it's done, the fools are gonna know that we ain't bluffing. Great hook. We're gonna make it. Love how his voice sounds here. We'll reach the top. We're gonna make it. And then we're never gonna stop. Yeah! I love that song. And forgive me, I try to say on all the shows, I talk over the music just so I don't get hit with any like copyright claims or whatever. So I try not to like let it go too long without me laughing or crying or saying something in the background, so that it's not just the music by itself. I know like legally, like I'm all cool to comment on all this shit. I just don't want to have to fucking fight with them at all. And like I know they use stupid algorithms and stuff to do all of this, and sometimes you get like caught up in the stupid algorithms. And I don't want any trouble, you AI machines. All right. So if you continue on to the album, the second to last track of the album is called You're Not Alone. It's parentheses Suzette's song, my mom's song. Great tune, really great little ballad. Whatever you're a ballad written by Dee Snider, it's about Suzette. He allegedly used to sit at the edge of the stage and like sing all of the songs to my mother, and the band Twisted Sister had to sit him down and tell him to stop singing all the songs to Suzette. I think that's funny. It's sweet. Anyway, before I move on to the last track on the normal record, there's a bonus track. If on Spotify, there's like a remastered record, and there's a song called Feel the Power, which was fucking awesome. I don't think I'd even heard Feel the Power before in my life. I'd like heard it when I was researching this record last week, or researching. I was just kind of going through all their stuff on Spotify to make sure like I had it all lined up the same way, because I know all the material. Obviously, I grew up with all this stuff, but I think I actually like found that for the first time, and it was dope. Feel the Power. I don't know how it didn't make it on a record. It's freaking cool. Anyway, my favorite song of all time, the song that made me want to make music, the song that made me feel like I had been given an invitation to make music as well. You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. That like that. It was like generational, because it was about the message, and I was receiving the message, and I was saying, I got the message, Dad. I was very bummed out years later when I was told that like it was a bad idea to ride someone's coattails. And I was like, what? I thought I got the message. There was a message, and I was supposed to, there was like a charging ball. It's a juggernaut. You can't stop the rock and roll. I really remember that. I was like, you mean people are going to be like annoyed that I make music like my dad? I'm like, but You Can't Stop Rock and Roll said that like, that's what we do. We make rock and roll. That's the thing. Anybody who takes up the charge. And this song will forever be my favorite song, my battle cry to making music. Let's listen to a bunch of it. This is my favorite introduction to any song ever. Ooh, so good. I hate having to talk over this. Yow! You gotta go listen to it without me saying it. Isn't that fucking wonderful? Just makes you so freaking excited. You never get a good introduction now. These days, everything's just like, just starts. It's fucking rad. Here it comes. On a run. No way you can stop it, bitch. Perfection in decay. Flat out all the way. You can run and hide if you want to. And you can light the way. See, it's an invitation. Lift up your hands and praise. You can't stop rock and roll, yeah, baby. You can run and hide, or you can light the way. Oh, such pivotal words to my life, to my upbringing. You can run and hide, or you can light the way. I want to light the way. I want it to light the way. And so many others. I mean, like, how many people this fucking inspired? And this video is awesome. In Britain, Oh, let's do the second verse. Like a charging bull, it's a juggernaut. It's a juggernaut. Remember that. With steam at full, never to be caught. Incarnate power, roaring from the sky, while others cower. Rock ain't gonna die. Now you can run and hide. And you can light the way. Lift up your hands in praise. I've heard that praise in my hand so many times. Love seeing this song live. Fuck yes, Dad. The best song ever. I love that song. It's my favorite fucking song. It's my favorite song. Nothing makes me more excited than that song. That is like, that's my song. You can't stop rock and roll. And it's the one that made me want to make music. One that made me love music. And, you know, I give a lot of credit to the Muppet Show as well. And, you know, I have a lot of influences. And, you know, I have a huge, you know, when people ask me who my favorite band is, I say Rage Against the Machine. Or if they ask me for a few, or do you want one? If it's one, Rage Against the Machine. If you want a few, you know, it's Rage Against the Machine, Marilyn Manson, The Offspring, the Ramones, and AC/DC. And maybe 50 Cent. You know, and maybe it's updated. That was like when I was younger. Like, so I've listened to a lot more things now. So I mean, maybe I got to update that. But I mean, I have so many favorite bands that I love. But if I'm being honest, my favorite band is Twisted Sister, and anything that my dad's ever been in. He's the primary songwriter, and he's consistent as fucking hell. He's awesome. This record's awesome. It's just like a badass freaking rock record, really hard rockin' album. You know, a lot of people hesitate to call them metal, and I kind of hesitate to call them metal too, because I don't really like metal. Metal tends to be a little too hard for me. There's certain metal bands that I like, and I think, you know, metal, when it's being done really well, is hard to deny. But you know, metal in general is a little too rough for me, and I think that's because the metal that I grew up with was really a little bit more melodic and accessible. And I really think Twisted Sister and the writing of Dee Snider is fucking accessible as hell, especially on this next record, which was originally supposed to be a solo record for my father, and it is my favorite Twisted Sister record outside of You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, because it's very much like imprinted on me. But fuck, I listen to this record all the time. I mean, every song on this record is my favorite. Like, I'm going to recommend every song on this record. This is a good place to start with Twisted Sister, even though he'll kind of give you a false impression of Twisted Sister, because this record is very pop rocky, but sung by Dee, and it's very awesome. The opening track, Wake Up the Sleeping Giant, is my second favorite song of all time.
Ooh, I love this intro too. Just such a good tune.
Another fucking awesome opening, am I right? Join with the band. Together we're stronger. Together we'll stand. Well, we got a plan, and we're gonna take you to the promised land.
Seven?
They don't know what they've done. Then it's a fight that they'll get. We never lose, honey, so place your bets. Yeah. Yeah, we did. For yesterday, ready or not, we're gonna have our way.
I hate covering up this greatness with my stupid voice. Yeah! Wake up the sleeping giant!
Oh. Not one more minute, not one more day. We've waited too long, can't let our chance slip away. We won't stop till we get it, we won't stop till we're home. Oh, till we're done. We'll bite and we'll claw until they've lost and we've won. Fucking awesome. I love that song. Love that song. Another great one from the man. This whole record is just insane. Wake Up the Sleeping Giants, the opening song, but Hot Love's great. Love is for Suckers is great. It's the title track. This is the Love is for Suckers album that we're talking about here. I'm So Hot for You, track 4 is great. Tonight, track 5 is great. Me and the Boys, track 6 is great. One Bad Habit's a favorite of mine in here. I really like One Habit. My dad's got a really great sense of humor. And doesn't come through on a lot of the songs, but a few of them, have little bits and glimmers of that humor. You see it in the music videos of Twisted Sister, but here in the song, you see it here. I'm not bad. I'm damn good. I don't steal. Well, maybe only when I need a meal. Can't explain it. There's no way to explain it.
I don't know all the lyrics.
I got one bad habit. I like to rock and roll. One bad habit. I like to rock and roll. I'm not rude. Just don't you make me lose my patience, dude. I don't curse. Well, just a bit. Somehow, gee whiz and golly, don't make it. Still, I'm saying I'm bad, from the preachers to my dad, because I can't give up this feeling. Fucking love that one. It's just so good, and it's just such a great song. One Bad Habit, and then there's the next one's I Want This Night to Last Forever. That's a great freaking song. Really great vocal performance by my dad too. The last song on the record is called Yeah Right, which is great. And the second to last record song on the record is amazing. This one goes out to Julie Bright. Julie Brightigam, love you, baby. You are all that I need.
There was probably a time where I knew all the lyrics, but I've forgotten some of them. All the years. I love the lyrics.
Never say how you fought back all your tears, and you never tried to walk away. Been around the world, seen all kinds of girls, that I know for sure that there's no one else like you who loves me the way you do. For what's telling me you've got the cure. You are all that I need, all I want to do.
Such a beautiful song, huh? Man, if you turned away from me, saying this is what you had to do. If you said that we can't be, girl, I'd always be in love with you. Ooh. Oh, so beautiful. Beautiful. And if I lived 1,000 times, I'd be guilty of the crime of eternal love and dedication. And if I only get one chance to know the meaning of romance, well, then I'm happy with my education. Oh. How does everybody not know this song? Dad, you got me, right in the heart. Dad, got me. It's so good. If I only get one chance to know the meaning of romance, well, then I'm happy with my education. God damn, it's beautiful. It's for my mother. So good. It's so fucking good. It's so good. I love it. Anyway. Sorry. I moved. I'm so moved. I'm thinking about my own love. Love you, Julie. All right, baby. Let's move it on here. So those are my two choices, right? For Twisted Sister records. And if we were just doing Twisted Sister, but we're not. This is the Dee Snider list, so my 3 records are coming from the whole of. But Twisted Sister would make the list themselves. I think also Stay Hungry is like a fucking perfect record, and it's awesome. And we will talk about Stay Hungry in a little bit. But I'm gonna skip right now to Widowmaker. Widowmaker is fucking awesome. It's a bummer. Only the second Widowmaker album is available online on Spotify. You can find a lot of the other Widowmaker stuff on YouTube and a couple other places. But Stand By for Pain is the choice anyway for my top 3. I think this record is amazing, especially for the time that it came out. At the time that this was released, it was just so on the money for what was going on at the time. The 90s kind of alterna metal that was happening that was really fucking cool. Things that were like kind of coming out of bands like Pantera and all these other bands. There was sort of great mergers between alternative and metal that were happening that were very cool. And this made so much sense in that arena. And like I thought for sure it was going to freaking catch fire because it was just so damn good. And there were so many other bands who were doing similar but not as good things. And I'm just going to play around a bunch of things, like the opening track here, Killing Time, which I think was about inspired by some tapes of serial killers and the serial killer mindset. This one's called Killing Time here.
The guitar work is so great. Al Petrelli killing it. And the production, just like how that sounds in your ear. Really got to listen to this stuff in some headphones and just engage with it.
At the dead wrong time.
What's mine is theirs, but what theirs ain't mine.
Check.
This song's so vibey.
When I'm good, I'm bad, and I was never good.
The great Al Petrelli on guitar. He rules.
Sit and cry.
Very cool. Track 2 is Long Gone, which I think they did music videos for each of them. They definitely did one for Long Gone. Long Gone, I think, was maybe the first single. It's a really cool tune.
So good. Man, I just love this tune. Love all this stuff. Stinks so few people know this.
This was so on the money for the stuff that was coming out at this time, like in the rock, hard rock scene. I feel like they got intentionally ignored by the major labels.
Saying something? Saying more things.
Oh, it says like it goes back to the verse again, but they get the hook. But I'll give you to the hook. Let them know you've been around. Take the cage, turn it upside down. Away. It's gonna be long gone away. This song's really got a great vibe, and it just gets cooler and cooler. But really, my favorite song on the whole record is called Protect and Serve. It's track number 3. I keep begging my dad to add this to his set list because it's such a great and important message about how important it is to be an honorable police officer. You know, if you're going to be a police officer, it's important to, you know, do the job right, and protect and serve just like lays it out, and it's so heavy and cool. Check it out. Love the production on this record too. All these little all these like sound effects and shit. It's cool, man. These little things like that really make Stand By for Pain just one of my favorite records of all time. Saying things. You swore to uphold it, you swore and you lied. I love the heaviness. You let down the people, you let down the law. Your sisters and brothers, you turned on us all. It is heavy. It's heavy. It's honorable. I love it. Of duty and honor, you don't got a clue. Tell us you're human. That truth is quite plain. We've lost our faith in you. We know who's to blame. Protect and serve. Protect and serve. Man, powerful words from a powerful man. Ready to Fall is a great track. Track 4 on here. Then it goes over to a song called Circles is all right. Then it goes Stand By for Pain. Love Stand By for Pain. Love Just Business. Yeah, it's just business. And The Iron Road and Bad Rain. I'll play you a piece of The Iron Road. Is really fucking cool. I might like go like head towards the end of it because it's just there's just this. I'm just gonna, okay. Ceremony pales. No! Why, my friend? You broke every rule. Oh, when does it end? You'll die with the shame. Did a vocal? It's the iron road that brings you pain, but in the end, the iron road will reign. It's so cool, this song. It's the iron road. It's one of my best friend's favorite tunes by my dad. The Iron Road. And it's about the building of the railroads. People dying on the iron road. The iron road. It's the iron road. It's so cool. I just love this ending. Listen to the ending. It's 21. Wow. 21. What's the iron road? Listen to this vocal. Dee Snider has a cool voice. Last track of the record's also a favorite of mine. I like All Things Must Change. I'll play you a little bit of that. Talking over the great music. I hate doing this.
In a life of dreams,
Things aren't all they seem.
every prison's not a cage.
Great line. Every prison's not a cage.
And I've learned one thing for sure.
Ooh, all things must change. 7? I don't know.
So I live
My life through rose-colored eyes
life so unreal,
from the stage.
but the
Limelight fades away. Ooh, all things must change. Cool. It's a beautiful song, and it gets heavy. It is about to change into another really pretty part of the song. It's great. This record's great. This record demonstrated that, Dee Snider still had so much more in him. There's another Widowmaker record, which I will just read about real quick because this is the 3, and I'm talking about Widowmaker, so I'm going to just start going through a list of all his records from the start. But I'll just give you Widowmaker. I'll read my passage of the other Widowmaker record, which is number 8, I guess, on the list. Number 8 in my article that you can find on podcastplayground.com. Number 8, We Are the Dead is the song I highlight from Widowmaker's first album, Blood and Bullets, is one of my favorite songs my father's ever written. A song about the obvious stupidity we are being led to by elected officials and how if we're not careful, we're going to have to pay for what they've done in our name. Quote, we are the dead, the ones who will be dead if we don't stop this world from running away with itself. This song, it wasn't a quote, sorry, it was just me putting quotes in We Are the Dead. This song fires me the fuck up every time I hear it. It's the last track on this first record, and damned if it didn't put a little bug in my belly for more. Here's the quotes from the song. Quote from the song, we're so tired of the way you're living. You're selfish and cruel. You break nature's rules. Always take, you never give in. Now we're gonna lose for your ingratitude. Well, take one look in the mirror and see just what we've become. Could our end be any clearer? One chance, one choice. We are the dead. It's a great song. Love that one. Reading more from this article piece here. This whole album is really strong, though. A bit of a cross between 80s and 90s metal. Tracks you're not going to want to skip include The Widowmaker. It's a great one. Evil, great one. Blood and Bullets, Pissing Against the Wind, also great. Gone Bad, great. Reason to Kill, and Snot-Nosed Kid. The whole record's pretty darn solid, and just hit play and enjoy to the end. Yeah, honestly, it's an awesome record. This first Widowmaker record has a lot of songs that were written for Desperado, which is another album that I'm going to talk about in a second. I think I have that one queued up in here. That is available on Spotify. The album Ace, which actually has Bernie Torme, who is a big deal guitar player in Europe, and big deal guitar player in, big deal drummer in Clive Burr from Iron Maiden on this Desperado album. The famous story with Ace, the Desperado record, was it got shelved 2 weeks before it was about to come out, and my dad couldn't afford to buy it back. It was some astronomical price tag that was put on it. And it was just one of these things where a new record executive came in and he shelved the project because he didn't have anything to do with it, and they just got screwed. But the album is awesome. The opening track, Hang 'em High, Gone Bad, Run Wild, Run Free, The Maverick, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, Calling for You, See You at Sunrise, There's No Angels Here. I have all of those on my Spotify. The first 8 tracks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks. Here, check out Calling for You, a very beautiful song.
Talented over beautiful music. Dad. I let so much of this stuff play without saying anything in the original version of the show because I love it. And I was just vibing.
Ooh, when you walked away, I saw the curtain start to fall, and as my blue sky turned to gray, I knew I lost it all.
I lost it all.
And as your smile began to fade, 2,000 pictures filled my head of all the good and happy times we had. And feelings left unsaid. Too much was
7?
left
I don't know.
unsaid. Girl, I want you to stay. I'm begging you, I pray. Don't leave me this way. I've so much to give. How long must I pay? Calling for you, calling for you. Nothing else matters. All that I do, I'm calling for you.
now and forevermore. Beautiful song. And I love this one too. There's No Angels Here. Sing this all the time for myself. It's weird, you know. There's stuff like this, like Western rock. Like it's not really country, but it's got a little bit of a Western vibe to it. It's interesting.
Don't know nothing. Had it, but it got away. Heard the stories, wrote some pages. There's nothing more to say.
Seven. Check. Meaningfully different. Because I love it.
Someone. I need someone to make me wanna say there's no angels here, there's no angels anymore. Headed for the coast and coming back for shore. There's no angels here, there's no angels anymore.
No one's worth forgiving and there ain't no law. Beautiful song. Love that one. Moving down the record a little bit, just skipping over one, and that song's a good song. Ride Through the Storm's another great one. I'm tempted to play that for you. And then the last track on the record, Am I Evil, is a great one. I guess I'll maybe play you a little clip of both of these guys. Let's see. Really, he's a great ballad writer, and he's kind of known for it from Stay Hungry record. The Price was a very popular ballad in the 80s. And on this Desperado record in particular, he really writes some great, more ethereal and like, you know, traditional light rock kind of songs. I guess you could say this is the end. This is so powerful.
Guess you could say this is the end. It's your time to leave.
I called my father to tell him how great this song is after listening to it.
Fly away. No need to hang around here no more. Come on now before I close the door. But I need you so bad. Can't seem to let go of all that I had. Still
7. Check.
what are you waiting for? Say you're in for the ride.
So good. So good. What a great transition into a different melody. And I mean, writing-wise, transitions from one part, totally different kind of part.
You know, I have to say, I really think my father could have reinvented him with this album. It was like a mega hit. You know, all these European rock stars, Clive Burr and Bernie Torme, and, you know, getting rid of the makeup and doing something that was a little bit of a different rock vibe. You know, I think he could have survived. This material is really great. It's so sad that it got shelved. Am I Evil's the last track on the record, and this one's awesome too. More of that Western vibe, but we'll see.
Gotta play you a lot of this so you realize what you're missing out on. So much good shit from Dee Snider. It's a crime. That is a harmonica. Fuck yes!
Never thought much about right or wrong. Never thought much about what I do. Never think much about what I do.
Required talking over the music.
Am I evil, girl?
Am I evil, back from below? Am I evil?
Born to be down. Am I bad?
Evil. Am I evil?
evil? Am I evil? Am I evil? Am I evil? So, yeah, like beyond Twisted Sister, Dee Snider is a brilliant songwriter. You know, Desperado's record is great. There's just tons of worthy songs that the public should know. Like people should. If these other songs weren't gonna take it, I want to read. We're hit. They have other hits that people just. It just never got promoted, and there's so many bands. There's so many great bits of music out there that you don't know unless you go and find them yourself. And that's why I've done the work for you. I've done the hard work of listening to all this shit because I grew up next to the man, and I can tell you how great it is. So let's see. Let's go to Twisted Sister so we can get to the album that you guys have been waiting for, which is the Stay Hungry record, of course. That's the one that people in the States know Twisted Sister for. But it's a little weird because, sorry, bless me. They are, I talked about the one-hit wonder bullshit, whatever else. They are so much more prolific, or at least thought to be. I mean, obviously they are, as I've played you all these things, you get it. But they're known to be more prolific in Europe. They broke in Europe, and that is where they first became successful, and they had hits on the You Can't Stop Rock and Roll record. The album that I'm talking about, I think at least on the radio, was We're Gonna Make It. I Am I Me. I'm sorry. I know they were on top of the pops for I Am I Me and You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I think one of them, it was twice. So they had at least 2 hits on their previous record in Europe. So, this is the level of band that we're talking about when we talk about Twisted Sister from a European perspective. They had a hit album with multiple hits, and then they had another hit album with multiple hits. When Twisted Sister goes over to do festivals, it's like, yes, one of the rock stars of America has come, and not like this one-hit wonder bullshit. So, like, in Europe, they get it way better than we get it. This whole record is freaking awesome. Obviously, people know Stay Hungry is based on Arnold Schwarzenegger's book of the same name, and the album Stay Hungry was dedicated to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I guess maybe not, obviously, but some people know that now that he went away. He went out and campaigned with Schwarzenegger for a little bit, playing the song. So that was like their connection. My dad was very much inspired by his book, and they named the album after that. Track 2 is, of course, We're Not Gonna Take It. I'm not gonna play it because you know that one. Burn in Hell is track 3. That was the one where they show up in the Pee Wee Herman movie. There's a music video that somebody cut together online of Burn in Hell with Pee Wee Herman clips from Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Twisted Sister is the band that's on the car when he goes through the lot. Then there's the Horror-Terrier, which is where the movie Strangeland comes from. The Strangeland story of Street Justice and Captain Howdy are like a 2-part thing. If you go on to Spotify now, though, they're 2 songs are merged into one, so it's like one long song. But that tells you the story of the Strangeland movie before the Strangeland movie was written into a movie. And he had a different plan of it being a clown. And it's funny, he tells a story about meeting Stephen King and basically telling him that idea, and then shortly after that, Stephen King having a clown bad guy in his book, and he was like, motherfucker stole my idea. Then, of course, you got I Want to Rock, The Price, which are the classics. Don't Let Me Down, though, and The Beast and SMF are some of my favorites. The Beast and SMF in particular. Let me show you The Beast. It's really heavy and cool. I like The Beast. Throw up the horns! Yes!
Damn it, I made myself choke.
Bam, 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 bam. Opening, of course. I just love the vibe of this thing.
You can hear the thunder.
Hear the thunder.
Long before the storm. But you can't hear the lion
When he stalks his prey.
He's moving like a shadow.
Creeping up on you.
And like a siren's call, he's gonna have his way.
You better run, forget your pride. Or don't forget your pride. Don't make a stand, just step aside.
If you don't have what it takes, don't try to play, you'll lose your stakes. Remember this at least.
It's the nature of the beast.
It's the nature of the beast.
And of course, SMF, if it wasn't called SMF, which stands for Sick Motherfucker, I think this would have been a big hit for them at the time. Very much in the vein of I Want to Rock, and we're not going to take it. And, if people knew what that SMF stood for, Sick Motherfucker, I'm sure this song would actually be more prevalent even today. But only the people who know. But now you know. Check out SMF.
Another great intro song. Yow! Always love that vibe. And these lyrics, listen to the lyrics. Black sheep of the family. Separate from the others.
Failing all the tests. Think they say you're different. So hungry and so lean. You're a walking wonder. You're a metal machine. You're a lot like me. You're an SMF. You're an SMF. You're an SMF. You're an SMF.
So, freaking awesome, of course, that one is SMF. The Stay Hungry record is killer. I mean, I think of basically every song on my Spotify. That's the big one, and of course, like I said, that album kind of like annoys me because there's so much more that Twisted Sister and Dee have to offer you. So seeing that be the one thing that gets like focused on is like, well, come on, man, there's so much more. The first album that Twisted Sister put out is solid, and there's a lot of great stuff on it. The opening track, What You Don't Know Sure Can Hurt You, was part of the opening, like sort of the entrance that Twisted Sister would make. They had a lighting routine that would go off and on so that the at first they were backlit and you would only see the shape of them so that they wouldn't be judged for how they looked when they walked out on stage. They would have a chance to sort of win the audience over before they started playing. And it was a wise move. It all worked very well often. Bad Boys of Rock and Roll's track number 2. It's a great one. A bunch of tracks later, you've got some of their biggest like kind of heavy metal tunes like Shoot 'Em Down, Destroyer, and Under the Blade, which are great. But then at the end of the record, you've got one of my favorites, I'll Never Grow Up Now.
They said, hey, what are you doing with your life? Why don't you settle down and find yourself a wife? Don't you know you can't
Run away from here.
away from here when you're at your age? Why don't you listen, dear? I say, I'll never grow up. I'll never grow up. I'll never grow up now.
I love that song. It's my battle cry. I've never grown up, and I'll never grow up. Thanks, Dad. The next record that was kind of like a little bit of a downfall for them because they never had their greatest video put out for it. There's a great song called Be Cruel to Your School, which I'll play you a clip from in a second. But that video had Alice Cooper and as like a duet with Alice Cooper, and it was a what do you call it? A Tom Savini directed, or at least the makeup effects were all done by Tom Savini. And it's great. It's a great music video. You can find it online now. Now, like to other people, it seems like a video that people grew up watching on MTV. They didn't. That video got suppressed by MTV for being too violent or whatever, and it was never released. And the video that did come out prior to this, Leader of the Pack, did not do very well, really changed fans' opinion of the band, even though Leader of the Pack was a cover they'd been doing in the clubs for years and years and years. But new fans didn't recognize that, and it seemed like they had like gotten lighter or something like that. But Leader of the Pack cover's not bad. The first 3 tracks on this record are great. Come Out and Play, Leader of the Pack, and You Want What We Got, which was another song that was misinterpreted by a lot of fans as like ha ha, nana nana poo poo, stick your head in doo doo, which is not, what it was. I Believe in Rock and Roll is not a bad tune. After that, you got The Fire Still Burns. I love The Fire Still Burns. And Be Cruel to Your School, which I'll play Be Cruel to Your School right now here.
Be cruel to your school. You better be cruel to your school. In the name of rock and roll.
Just like a sister or a brother. In the name of rock and roll. I love that song. And of course, duet with Alice Cooper. The video. I mean, if this isn't obvious, the Twisted Sister music videos are awesome. There's some really cool music videos from Where I Can Take It, I Want to Rock, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, Be Cruel to Your School. Some of the clips and stuff that you can find from the You Can't Stop Rock and Roll the Come Out and Play home video. That was like a tour video. And if you go on YouTube, you can find actually there is some footage of the stage tour. They had this huge set built of a big New York City street, and there was a dump that one of the members would come out of, and there was a old car that one of the guys would pull up in, and he'd open up the trunk and he'd pull out his guitar, and it was really just like insane the production that was put on for this whole shebang. And it was so much expense, and the tour ended up being canceled, and then the tour was mishandled in a lot of ways. It's really like a terrible story at the end of the day, but it was so cool. I remember seeing it as a kid on somebody's shoulders and just being blown away by what they did that day. It was really cool. Last 2 tracks on the record, or almost last 2 tracks, Looking Out for Number 1 and Kill or Be Killed is a great one. Kill or be killed, live or let die. Kill or be killed, well, let's save your soul. Love that one. Additionally, there's tons of Twisted Sister live stuff that's great. Twisted Sister was just famous as a live band. They were a really great live band. My dad is known for his live stage rants. Granted, he does those at Twisted Sister shows or any shows. He's an incredible performer. So many incredible performers like Ozzy Osbourne or Alice Cooper or Lemmy Kilmister would tell you how brilliant he was and have been, interviewed saying how brilliant my father is as a performer. And he really is. He will have an audience eating out of the palm of his hand on the regular without even sweating it. I mean, he's just that good as a performer. Like he doesn't even need the material. If you get in the crowd with Dee, he's going to win you over. So they also have some like club days things from the early days or whatever. There's some things that I like from that, but not a lot. Like Rock and Roll Saviors is cool. Ladies Boy is cool. Blastin' Fast and Loud's cool. Never Say Never's cool. And High Steppin's cool. You might like more if you get really deep into Twisted and you really like them, but a lot of that stuff doesn't really float my boat. Additionally, he's put out some solo records. The first of which was like a lark. It literally like somebody offered him some money at the time, and he was like, I could use the money. So, he put out he collected all these things that were cut from other records, basically. Like, we were going to put this out, but we didn't. And so it's filled with stuff that's like, it's good because he's good. And it's really just kind of amazing that some of the stuff is that it's as good as it is, but it's a testament to how freaking good he is. But some of the tunes that I really do like on it quite a lot is, well, there's a cover of The Wanderer, which is fun. There's a song called and it's kind of got this like Elvis vibe. It's fun. And there's a song called Sometimes You Win that I quite like. Also, I guess I'll talk about it right now because it comes up as him. Van Helsing's Curse, which is the Halloween version of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra that was put together with Al Pitrelli and Joe Franco, and it's awesome. In particular, there's a great cover of Cry Little Sister from the Lost Boys soundtrack that my dad recorded with backing vocals from a friend of ours, Militia Vox, who's freaking incredible. And that cover is awesome. It's not actually here on the Spotify version, so you have to go find that on YouTube or something like that. But that's awesome. And it doesn't matter. The Van Helsing's Curse Halloween Orchestra is so cool in and of itself. It's got these great like little voiceovers that tell the story and stuff. I'll play one of the songs so you can get a little bit of an idea of it. Here's Tubular Hell.
Again, great playing by Al Petrelli. Killer arrangements, working with Joe Franco. So good.
It's so cool, you know, you get that Exorcist vibe.
Yeah, boy. So cool.
We got this shit like blasting out of the house with the Snider family household every Halloween, you know, make it nice and creepy. And there's no vocals in this stuff. Sometimes it's just like humming and chanting and shit, but it's just all these great orchestra pieces of like these cool, creepy Halloween shit. And it fills, you know, like, you know, when you get to the end of these things.
Seven, talking. Talk. Just listen to it. Go listen to this album. It's so good.
I mean, seriously, it's like it was just such a cool concept for Halloween. Again, another thing that just like didn't catch on. You know, not enough people got to hear it, see it, whatever. But oh man, Van Helsing's Curse is super cool. Then he did this record that's kind of like this pop rock record, and I'm really not a big fan of it, but there is some good stuff on it. I like Rule the World. I like Crazy for Nothing. There's an acoustic version of We're Not Gonna Take It that's pretty fucking awesome. And the last track, So What, which my brother Cody directed a music video for. It's awesome. Very proud of Cody for that. He got shot at with rubber bullets and stuff by our government. It was really freaking lame what was going on there, and I was really glad to see them try to go and stand up for what was going on down there. So that's cool. But really, the coolest of all is For the Love of Metal 2018. Jamie Josta came along and said, you got to do a traditional metal record. I can help you make something that's really fucking awesome. And my dad said, all right, let's do it. And Jamie wrote this stuff as an homage to my dad. And at first I had really mixed feelings about it because I love my dad as a writer. So not hearing his writing in the piece was hard for me. But it is an homage to his writing. And I do believe it's a good one. Listening all these years later and like checking it out, I was like kind of blown away by how much I really loved it and how great his vocal performances are on it. They did another one a little while after this called Leave a Scar, which I don't like as much. But maybe it needs time to grow on me, but I don't really like that one. But this one I really do fucking love. And the first 4 tracks, Lies Are a Business, Tomorrow's No Concern, I Am the Hurricane, and American Made are fucking awesome. Listen to Lies Are a Business. I like this.
Yow! Rockin'! Throw up the horns!
I wish I didn't have to talk over this shit.
Lies are a business too!
The day has come for me and you!
Wow. How fucking badass does his voice sound, right? Shit's awesome. I Am the Hurricane. I Am the Hurricane. I'm trying to get this. I think it's coming right out. I am the hurricane.
Love this part.
I'm the hurricane.
Seven, talking. I gotta talk over this shit. It's annoying. I am the hurricane.
He just sounds so fucking godly and all this shit. I didn't write it. It's not his words, but like I said, it is a very honorable homage to my dad. And I'll say, this record is actually number 6 on my list for that article that I wrote, Father Knows Best. And like I said, if you want more, I'm almost kind of trying to like rush now, like to get through his whole catalog because I'm already an hour and 15 minutes into the show. I try to keep these things to like an hour if I can. But oh my God, this is my favorite, so I gotta talk about all the shit. I gotta say all the things. It's my last testament. So if anybody asks me ever again, just go listen to the show. I did it. I laid it all out. I said all the things. So like I said, those first 4 songs are incredible. This song called "Roll Over You," which I like, but I don't have it saved. "I'm Ready." Love "I'm Ready." "Running Mazes" I don't have saved, but I do like "Running Mazes" a lot. I find myself having that stuck in my head sometimes. I just feel like it's like slightly inane, but it's cool. The next track, "Mask," is cool. I got that one saved. And then a little further down into the record, "The Hardest Way" is a duet with somebody who I don't know, and his name's not listed here, but he's got a cool voice. I really like that tune. "The Hardest Way." Very different than my dad's. Sounds good in contrast with him. And then the last track on the record, "For the Love of Metal," the title track, is awesome. I was going to play a little piece of that as like my last one to play, but my phone is about to die, and the volume is going down on me. So whatever, you'll have to check that one out yourself. It's great. There's some music videos to support this album, and it is really good. Love you, Jamie Josta. Jamie, I know me and him go way back to MTV, back in the day when I was a VJ on MTV2. I was actually up for the job of hosting Headbangers Ball, and then I got hired by MTV2 to be their MTV2 Rock VJ, and then he got hired as the Headbangers Ball host, and he and I became buddies. And he is a great guy, and just, oh man, just the love and respect that he shows my dad in this record it's immense. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Anyway, there's a few things that I just want to hit on before we go, like the Strangeland soundtrack, which is just fucking awesome. I participated in selecting so much of the music for that soundtrack. I'm very proud of it. It's worth you checking out in its entirety. All of it's great. We named so many artists that would be big shortly after they were on the soundtrack, and I'm not taking credit. I knew that they were great. We knew that they were great bands, and were going to be great bands. And there were so many great bands that we wanted on the soundtrack, but ended up not being able to get before they were big, and they ended up blowing up huge. We have good taste in the Snider family household, and we had some very good things there. But the Dee Snider reasons why you should be there is a great Twisted Sister comeback song called "Heroes Are Hard to Find," which is really just kind of a rip-off of another tune that my dad covered, which is a great one called "The Lonely Ones," which is on the first Widowmaker record. It's one of my favorite songs he's ever recorded, and he didn't write it. "Lonely Ones" is great, and this is a version of "The Lonely Ones," kind of, called "Heroes Are Hard to Find," and it's fucking awesome. Really recommend you checking that out. And also the opening track, "In Conclusion," which is a Dee Snider original, which again is a bit of an homage to a Tool song that we wanted to get for the soundtrack, but because Tool was going through a lot of litigation at the time, and they didn't have control over their catalog, and we couldn't get the songs from Tool that we wanted, so my dad created a song that was similar to the one from Tool that we wanted. That is definitely worth checking out. Additionally, Twisted Christmas and Dee Does Broadway are awesome. They're both cover records. Twisted Christmas does have "O Come O Ye Faithful" as done to the vibe of "We're Not Gonna Take It," because "We're Not Gonna Take It" is ultimately kind of a little bit of a rip-off or inspiration of "O Come O Ye Faithful." My father was a choir boy, grew up in the choir, and couldn't help but, take a little bit of that sort of phrasing and feel from "O Come O Ye Faithful" and put it into "We're Not Gonna Take It." And "O Come O Ye Faithful" and "We're Not Gonna Take It," they map over each other perfectly. And to hear "O Come O Ye Faithful" played as a rock song alone is just worth the price of admission. Admittedly, the Twisted Christmas record, the production's a bit rough around the edges, and it's really inappropriate for the Christmas, music that it is. But you will overcome your feelings about the production over time because some of the renditions are just so great and worth your time. The AC/DC vibe that they put into "Silver Bells," or the bait and switch opening that is "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," that eventually turns into a Ramones-inspired version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." "Ho, ho, ho, let's go." It's really great, really funny, lighthearted, and I mean, really, the whole record is lovely. The last song is a parody of the 12 Days of Christmas called "Heavy Metal Christmas," and that one's a lot of fun. But really, the entire record is worth listening to, and I'm sure you will have some favorites of your own. And my kids, like, it's been years now since it came out, and like, we always are putting it on because we have so many fond thoughts about it. It's definitely just a fun and rocking Christmas thing, and it sticks out amongst all of the other Christmas tunes that you might be listening to or whatever else around the holidays. So I really highly recommend that one. And the Dee Does Broadway thing is a lot of fun too. I'm not a huge show tunes guy, so not all of the songs that were picked or whatever like appeal to me hugely, but the creativity and thought that has gone into their production and their execution, I just find very impressive, and I like a lot of them. The Mac the Knife, which is the opener and a bit of another bait and switch moment for my dad. The video does the bait and switch the best. Really, it's a shame that not more people have watched the video that my brother Cody directed for Mac the Knife. So funny, so many cameos from friends of ours. Highly recommend that one. My brother's in the audience in that video, and great performance as like some sort of hobo. And yeah, that's a great video, and really sells the bait and switch of the song of Mac the Knife. But Mac the Knife is great. It's a really great one. And then the version of what is it called? The Ballad of Sweeney Todd is so freaking heavy and dark and cool. And Razzle Dazzle is quite good. I love that song, Razzle Dazzle. So it's kind of a thing of like the Broadway songs that I like. I also like his covers. Although, again, the arrangements they're very interesting, and lots of them are pretty cool. But some of the songs aren't necessarily like my favorite Broadway show tunes, but there are more that are really good. There's a lot of cool duets on the record. Cyndi Lauper, Patti LuPone, like Clay Aiken. There's some weird ones, but it's good. Really worth at least especially if you're a Broadway person, like it's worth check out the whole thing. If you're not necessarily a Broadway person, just go like look at the track list and see like ooh, I like that one, and then check some of them out. All right, what else we got? Is that it? I'm like almost done. Oh, okay. Last but not least, the story goes, my mom one Christmas asked my dad to write her a Christmas song for Christmas. And he was like, I write metal. I've never written a Christmas song. I can't write a Christmas song. He was like, you know how hard it is to write a quintessential Christmas song? Well, he did it. He wrote a quintessential Christmas song. It was the demo. I wish I had the demo of it. The demo of it is still my favorite version of the song to begin with. The one that he presented to my mom for Christmas. It's so beautiful. I like that version so much better than the version that Celine Dion eventually recorded for her Christmas album. Her Christmas album is like the biggest Christmas album of all time, sold millions of copies, and it's the opening Christmas track, on the record, "The Magic of Christmas" by freaking Dee Snider, and it's brilliant. And now you can hear a cool rock and roll version of it that my dad did, a heavy metal version of it with Lizzie Hale. That's awesome. A couple of years ago, that one's worth checking out as well. And there's covers of it by people all over the planet because it's such a great Christmas song. He wrote a quintessential Christmas song, and it has become one of those quintessential things. I remember my brother Cody's ex-girlfriend, we'd come to find out, her having no idea that my dad had anything to do with it, that she had grown up listening to that song. That was her favorite song. That was her Christmas song. That was the song that meant the most to her at Christmas, was "The Magic of Christmas." And she didn't know her boyfriend's dad, Dee Snider, wrote that song. It's incredible. It's a great song. It really, it just demonstrates the man's skill. He understood what the job was. The job was write my wife a classic Christmas song that feels like a Christmas song that she will cherish for all time. And he did it. Motherfucker did it. There's a lot of he did it. He said he was going to do it, and he did it in Dee Snider and his work and his career. And I think that's what I love about the man the most. There's just so many rock stars who don't write their own material and have very little to do with all the things that they're saying. And Dee has everything to do with all of the things he's saying. And it's wonderful to behold. It really is. I'm so blessed to call him father. I'm so blessed to have had his influence as a creative person growing up. I mean, it's just like all blessings. This man, has fought the system and, did what he wanted to do, the way he wanted to do it, and what a great example he provides, not just for me, but for us all. It's just like, it's the best to have members of society dressing in drag when it's not popular and doing the things that are not popular, but because they love them. You know, that's it. It's like, it's easy to fucking follow the trends and do the things that everybody likes. It's hard to do it the way that people don't necessarily prefer it, and find your audience from that small group of people who aren't of the mainstream. Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, you know, he's generally, you know, it's funny because there's a part of me that I don't understand my father's musical pathway, because he was very motivated by wanting to be the center of attention, which I have a hard time being the center of attention. I pretend like I'm comfortable with it, but I'm not. And but he like really wanted that. And you know, and like it seems like, well, that's a very like superficial kind of motivation. But at the end of the day, when you actually see the execution of what he did, it doesn't matter that it was a superficial motivation, because the way he did it was as authentic as you get. So he said, ooh, I'd like that thing, but I'm going to do that thing my way, and I'm going to show everybody why my way is correct. And I think he did that quite nicely. I really think he did. I think he proved his fucking point. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, now you do. And now you got some places to start, and go check out Twisted Sister, and check out Widowmaker, and check out Desperado, and check out Dee fucking Snider. The great Dee fucking Snider, my favorite, the greatest of all time. That's right, baby. That he is the greatest of all time. My father, Dee Snider. I love you, Dad. Thanks for listening to this show. If you need to get a hold of me, I am JBS at blacklightdistrict.studio. I've got a bunch of cool things going on over at the website. We're about to launch a subscription to my music. If you like the music that I put out, especially the stuff that I've been doing recently, that's all been in these really complex healing frequencies. It's not like chanting and stuff. It's some really cool pop, rock, soul music. I've been putting out some things and sharing with some of my my fans and friends, and it's really cool. I'm very proud of it. But I'm going to be releasing a song every week and doing a post, a spiritual post, something deep and meaningful every week based around some of these songs that I've written and that I'm going to be releasing. 52 songs this year. I've got 45 of them already put onto the map for the release schedule, and this is basically going to be taking the place of when I used to be on social media and I was posting things on social media regularly. For a number of reasons, I decided to get the fuck off social media. I kind of recommend you do too. But for those of you who still want to hear my voice of reason in your life, go to blacklightdistrict.studio and you can sign up to subscribe to the song a week that's going to be coming out. There's like a deeper subscription that you can get into as well, and you'll be able to interact with me in deeper and more meaningful ways, little like classes on songwriting and singing, and little jam sessions and Q&As and things like that. So if any of that sounds cool to you, head over to blacklightdistrict.studio, where the entirety of my music catalog, except for all the stuff that's about to be released, is there for free. It's going to take 6 months before the stuff that's that people might be subscribing to now actually gets free on the website. But there's plenty of music to not pay anything for anything, and plenty of comics. So if you love comics and you love great music, go to blacklightdistrict.studio. And yeah, what else do I have to say? Oh, just one other thing. Every Monday, Sunday, depending on when we do it, I've got my esoteric wisdom and conspiracy show, Everything They Don't Want You to Know. I've actually, for the past few weeks, I've got one of my best friends in the world, Azimuth, who has an amazing company called SUN, Sun Science Under Nature. Wonderful company. I believe in his company very much. I'm actually kind of going to work for them because of how much I believe in the company, and they become our first sponsor for the show. So if you go check out the show, and I'll say it's Sun Blaze is the code. If you go to scienceundernature.com, you can use the code, the same code that I've got on Everything They Don't Want You to Know that we're giving away, Sun Blaze, SUNBLAZE, to get 15% off. All of our listeners get 15% off. But I get a little bit out of that, and Azimuth, his company, gets a little bit out of that, and they are literally growing a lot of these things themselves and making sure that all these things are ethically sourced, and I just love the way Azimuth does business. He's such a good man, and he's really just trying to do this all spiritually above board, and I mean beyond that. I told him when he first told me what like the sharing percentages was for like profit sharing. I said, you're giving away the farm, man, and he really is in a lot of ways, but he believes that, you know, giving is the way, and that we got to create community and we got to be good to each other. So if you like the sound of that, definitely check out Science Under Nature, whether it's for CBD and shilajit and methylene blue and all sorts of things, colloidal silver, a lot of really great health supplements that are available there at Science Under Nature. So you can check that out, and also check out Everything They Don't Want You to Know every Monday or Sunday. It depends what my schedule is like. But talking about a new conspiracy, whatever else. The most recent episodes that I've been doing with Azimuth as a guest have all been about health. Next week, we're doing an episode on cancer. Really excited to talk to him about that. He really has some incredible guidance for anybody who's dealing with cancer themselves or has family members who are dealing with cancer. An important episode. You should check it out. Anyway, I hope you will join me again next Saturday for another fucking awesome episode of The Coolest Alive. Love you guys. Care Bear Stare. Peace out. You've been listening to Coolest Alive with me, your host, Jesse Blaze Snider. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more excellent entertainment recommendations. Thanks for listening.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. Come on, it's gonna be fucking awesome. You know the words. It's gonna be fucking awesome. That's it, say. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah! It's my favorite part! Isn't it heavy? I played that. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Coolest alive. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Stay with your tribe. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Revenge of the Geeks. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Week after weeks. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Laughing with you. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And crying sometimes too. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Spelling it out. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Making you shout. I'm a genius. I got lyrics coming out me bum for days. You like that? It's a kazoo solo. I played that too. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Talking some shit. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Living the shit. My voice is fucking awesome. Food in our mouth. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Get in the mouth. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Tell all your friends. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Call right or text. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Raising the bar. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Straight to the stars. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's starting soon. Straight to the top. Fucking awesome. Passing the moon. It's gonna be fucking awesome. On with the show. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Ready, set, go. It's going to be fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Just wait. You'll see. You'll all see.
You'll all see.
The podcast playground.